Today's video begins with a question. How can I help you? I'll try to give you some pointers about how I'm trying to help you, but I want to know how else I can do that. And that'll be coming right up. I'm Doug Smith of the Online Dharma Institute, that's onlinedharma.org. If you're new to this channel and interested in living a wiser and a kinder and a calmer life, consider subscribing to the channel. And if you're interested in learning more about the teachings of early Buddhism and living wiser and kinder and calmer lives, check out onlinedharma.org. We have videos or video courses over there, and we'll have a new course coming out real soon, so I hope you'll stay tuned. So in the commentarial tradition to the early Buddhist texts, we have a duality of ways that you can interact with Buddhism, that we all interact with Buddhism. The first is called pariyatti, or study, and the second is called patipatti, or practice. Now, when I say, how can I help you? The only way that I think I can help you, really, is through study, through helping you to understand the Dharma, through helping you to understand the teachings of early Buddhism, which is really what I'm most interested in and have the most knowledge of. And I think bringing that to life is a big task, because the teachings of early Buddhism are, while they're simple in one degree, they're also very voluminous in another. There's a lot of material there. And some of it, again, while simple in one way of understanding, also is quite deep and complicated in another. And it needs, I think, most of all, it needs repetition. It needs constant repetition. So what are the questions that you have for me? What are the parts of early Buddhism or Buddhism that confuse you, or that you feel that you don't understand, or that you feel if you feel that understanding them better might lead to your ability to practice or practice better? Because at the end of the day, I can't do the practice for you. Watching YouTube videos is great. It's a great way to study. It's a great way to try to help you understand. But at the end of the day, the practice is really yours to do. It's the sort of thing that you have to do on your own, and nobody can do it for you. But to do a beneficial practice, we have to understand the teachings, or at least understanding the teachings makes a difference. Because it's the teachings that really point us in the right direction, that help us to understand what it is we're doing, why we're doing it, and how it is we can do it better. And a lot of understanding the teaching involves repetition. So when I ask what it is that you have questions about, I'm aware that it may be that some of the questions you have are things that I've already discussed in other videos, or that you've actually heard from other videos of mine. That's fine. If I feel that another video of mine is particularly useful, I can point you right to that one. But frankly, as I say, a lot of what we need, all of us need, with the teachings of early Buddhism, is repetition, is hearing the same thing in different ways, from different perspectives, at different times in our lives. And oftentimes what will happen is we will hear a teaching several times, but it will only click after having heard it, whatever, those several times, 10 times, 5 times, whatever, because it influences us differently at different times in our lives when we're in a different place to hear it, because we have to be in the right place to hear the teaching. And if we aren't in that right place, then even the most clear exposition of it won't really get through to us. Another aspect that I think I can provide, that I think some of you do want, is a feeling of community, of helping each other out, and of adding to something, or being part of something larger than ourselves. And there's many ways of doing this within society, of course, within larger culture, within Buddhism. If we have local sanghas, we can certainly be part of them. If we have local other Dharma groups or meditation groups, we can be part of them. But this channel and this group of us is also our own kind of sangha, and one way that I have set up for us to help each other is through Patreon. Now, Patreon is a way that you can donate a small amount every month, and that of course helps me to produce these videos and get them out and buy new equipment and all the rest. But it also is a way for me to give back to you And that's one of the ways, for instance, that if you would prefer to have these talks of mine in audio form, which a lot of people have requested, so that you can listen to them, let's say, while you're out walking or jogging or exercising or commuting in a car, I have those available over on Patreon. And if you want to donate and get your name down below in the information box, there's a way to do that as well. And you can also, by donating, get discounts on courses over on the Online Dharma Institute. So Patreon is a great way to be a part of something, to be a part of a community, to help lend a hand, which can make us all feel better, I think, in the longer run. On the other hand, there's also people, I know, you maybe, who are interested in a deeper dive into the material of early Buddhism. And it's for that reason that I set up the Online Dharma Institute, because my feeling is that it's very difficult to find lengthy courses on topics of early Buddhism. They're very difficult to find at the university, where most of the, virtually all of talks you will get, or lectures or courses, are on other periods of Buddhist history. They're difficult to find online, because even though there are many Buddhist schools online, they again also tend to deal with later material within the Buddhist canon. So it's because of a lack of that material, and particularly a lack in easily digestible kind of video formats, which is what I like to do, and I think what gets across to many people. Because of a lack of this, that's why I started the Online Dharma Institute. Now, as I'm doing this, there's a couple of courses up there already. I've got a course, a free mini course on wisdom, on kindness and calm, and discuss why I pick those three terms in particular, why they're important. Also, I have a course on Introduction to the Buddha's Teaching, which is great as both as an introduction if you don't know much about Buddhism, but also since it is an introduction from the point of view of early Buddhism, from the point of view of the Buddha's own teaching. That is to say, the course structure the course is structured around a talk that the Buddha gave to a layperson who really needed an introduction to the teaching. So I'm following the Buddha's own path towards introducing the Dharma. And I think even many people who are quite familiar with Buddhist teachings, with the Dharma in general, may not be familiar with the way that the Dharma was introduced in an early Buddhist context. So there's that one. And as I say, I have another course coming out real soon, so keep an eye out for that. And it'll be out before you even know it, and we'll discuss it when it comes out. It should be a really amazing course, I think, and will be quite deep and give a really amazing introduction to a lot of Buddhist material, I think, early Buddhist material. And I introduced this because I'm trying to think of ways to help you. Now, for a lot of you, I know courses may be too much, maybe Patreon is too much, and for you, I will continue to make these YouTube videos, and I'm aware that they're a great way to get across to almost all of you, and as many of you as I can. Anyhow, I can't do everything, but as many of you as I can. And if there are things that you would like to hear me give talks about here on YouTube or elsewhere, just let me know, and I will do my best if I can manage it. If I have the knowledge or the ability to gain the knowledge relatively quickly, I will do so. And share these videos with people that you think might be interested in them, so we can bring more people together with us and learn together. And give it a thumbs up if you like it. If you like the video, check out Patreon if you're interested perhaps in lending a hand. And I hope we'll catch you on the next one of these videos together. And meanwhile, all of you, be well.